Hello class and welcome back to the lecture. So today I am here again with a new topic in C++ and the topic is string. So we will cover the theory portion and after that we will see the programming also. So before starting, those who have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel. तो शुरू करते हैं आज का टॉपिक. So what are strings? Let us see that strings are an essential data type, okay, in C++ for representing and manipulating textual information. So if you have to manipulate your text, then with the help of string data type, you can do that, okay. And to use strings, you must include an additional header file in your source code, and that header file is called inside the angle bracket string. So how you will include a string like this, okay. And how you create a string variable: first is your data type, which is a string, then is your variable name, which is greet here, then you initialize it to some string type value, which is in double quote, and here it is hello, okay. So this is how you create your string. Now we have some basics of string. Let us see that also. So theory portion is also important. If you are going for an interview, right, then you must know the theory also. So I am including theory also. So here it is saying in C++ the std string class is a part of the STL, which is standard template library, okay. So this library, standard template library, helps you in working with strings, okay. The strings in C++ are mutable. So what does mutable mean? Means you can modify the characters within a string after it has been created, okay. The next, strings are sequences of characters, okay. So we have sequence of characters and each character is represented by a single byte, okay, means 1 byte, okay. Alright, so here we have our next topic, string initialization, okay. So how we initialize our string, let us see that. So the first one is using double quotes, okay. So first is your data type, then your variable name, and in double quotes you write your string, which is hello world here. Always remember to use double quotes, okay. Then the second one is using the default constructor, okay. So here you use string data type, then is your object name. We will see this in the programming how we do this, okay. Default constructor, then is your constructing from a C style string. Alright, so C style string means null terminated character array. So instead of string we use char array and initialize it to some value, which is hello here in double quotes. So what does null terminated character array means? Let us see that. So you can see here hello, and after that you can see \0, okay. So this is called null terminated character array. Here in the last, this value is append in the end, okay, \0, and this is done by the compiler, okay. And you can also do it. So how you can do it, let us see that. So here these both are same, okay, these both are same, only difference is in their representation in the coding style, okay. In the second one, \0 is append manually, okay, whereas in the first one compiler will append it automatically, okay. Then next is string can also be initialized from other strings, substrings, or character arrays, okay. Alright, so the next topic is string operations, okay. So we will see some of the string operations one by one. So first one is accessing characters, okay. So you can access a string characters using bracket notation, okay. So you will have your variable name and then in square bracket the index value of that string which you have to access, okay. And another method is at method. With the help of this you can access characters, and this is very useful for negative value character access, because if you use square notation then it will give you undefined value, whereas if you use at method then it will give you the proper value, okay, for negative index value. Then next is concatenation. It means adding something or append member function, okay, with the help of which you can combine strings. So first is plus operator, or you can use append member function. Then third is length and size. So if you have to get the length and size of your string, then you can use length or size member functions. We will see all this with the help of program. Right now we are covering the theory portion. The next one is comparison, okay. So you can compare string using comparison operator like double equal, not equal, less than, greater than, okay. The next is substring extraction. So if you have to extract some part from any string, then you will use substr member function, okay. With the help of this you can extract any substring. And the last one is search and replace. So if you have to search any string from your main string, then you can use find member function, and if you have to replace any substring, then you will use replace member function. So these are string operations which are important, and we will see all this with the help of program after this theory portion, okay. Now the next is string manipulation, okay. So how we manipulate our string, then there are three rules. First is conversion, then formatting, and case conversion. So let us see one by one. So in conversion you can convert strings to other data types, okay. For example, numbers, booleans, using functions like stoi, which means string to integer, okay, stof which means string to float, and stod which means string to double. Okay, so with the help of these functions we can convert our string to integer, float or double. Then is your formatting. So if you have a string, then you can format it also in a different ways. So with the help of toString function you can achieve this, or you can use left shift operator, okay, with cout, and you can format your string, and we will see all this when we will do the program. Okay, then is your case conversion. So you can convert a string to uppercase or lowercase using to upper or to lower function, okay, as per your requirement. If you want to convert your string to uppercase, then you will use to upper function, or if you want to convert it to lowercase, then you will use to lower. Now the next is string input output. So how you can input strings and how you can output a string. So here is the theory. Let us read it. You can read strings from the user using std : get line, okay, method, or the right shift operator using std : cin. So if you want to read the string from the user, means if user is entering any string and you want to read it from the console, then you will use getLine method or cin with the help of right shift operator. And if you want to output, then you can write strings to the console using stdcout, ये हम लोग करते हुए आ रहे हैं, right, and left shift operator. Okay, alright guys, so let's start the coding now, and first we will see the basics of a string. So hash include iostring, okay, then hash include your string class. So as you can see, we have included string class, and this is mandatory for string manipulation, okay. Then using namespace std, and then your main function, and here we will write our program. So string, then some variable name, suppose my string equals, and in double quote we will write our string which is hello class, okay. So this is called initialization, okay, of string. So first you will call the data type, then your variable name, and you will assign some string to it like this in double quotes, okay. Now in the next line we will print it out on our console. So cout my string. Here we can write some statement in double quotes like this is my string, okay, and then pass the variable name which is my string, and end the line, and if everything is right then return 0, okay. So this is how we initialize our string. Now run it. So here is the output. This is my string hello class, okay. Now let us see the initialization of a string, how we can initialize strings in different ways, okay. So hash include iostring, hash include your string class using namespace std, okay, and inside your main function we will take a string and take variable name empty, okay. So this is called default constructor initialization of a string, okay. So if you have to create any empty string, then you can use default constructor. Empty string means it will have nothing, okay. So if you try to get it print like cout and pass empty and run it, so you can see there is nothing in the output. It is blank. Why it is blank? Because our C++ provide this functionality where we can create empty string using default constructor, and later on we can initialize this empty string with some value. So if you want to initialize it with some value, you can do it like this: empty equals suppose hello, and get it print again on the console. So now you can see we have our output hello, right? So you can say empty as a variable also, and string is its data type, or you can say string is a class and empty is an object of this string class, okay. So both are same, and this is one of the way of initializing your string. Now let us see another way of initialization, okay. So remove this code, okay. So another way of initialization is C style string initialization. So what we do here is take a string and name it from C type, okay, and in double quotes we write here C style string. Okay, so what does C style string means? So in programming context, we can say if our source data is in a form of string literal, then we say it as C style string. Okay, so what is string literal? If our any string is inside this double quotes, okay, डबल कोट्स के अंदर अगर हम कुछ भी टेक्स्ट वैल्यू प्रोवाइड करते हैं देन इट इज कॉल्ड स्ट्रिंग लिटरल. ओके, एंड दिस इज आल्सो कॉल्ड सी स्टाइल स्ट्रिंग. ऑलराइट, हाउ सी स्टाइल स्ट्रिंग literal is converting into an object, let us understand it. So in the background, C style string literal hello, when it is stored in the memory, then it is stored as a sequence of characters. Okay, and in the end it is append with null character, and when compiler detect it, then first step it do is it determines the length of the string, and then it allocates memory in the second step. In the third step, it copies those characters into the allocated memory, and in the fourth step, it initializes the object. Okay. Finally, after the conversion, the std colon colon string object now contains same sequence of character as the original C style string literal. Okay. Now we can use this object in our program and also in other member functions. And one important thing to note during this conversion, all this happens at compile time. Okay, nothing is happening at the runtime, everything is happening at the compile time. All right, so now let us see how we initialize using other string. Okay, so we take a string variable original string equals hello. Now we have another string new underscore string, and we will copy our original string inside it. So we pass original string here. Okay, and now we see out the new string is, we pass our variable here new string. All right, so this is how we initialize a string with the help of other string. Okay, new string with the help of other string, and then return 0. Okay, so this is how we initialize our string. So this is how we initialize our new string with the help of other string. Okay, and now if we run this, we get the output. The new string is hello. Okay, so it was all about string initialization, which we have covered in this tutorial. Okay, and now we will see string operations. So remove this much of code, and now let us code for string operations. So let us take a variable string my string equals hello world. Okay, so our first operation is access character. Okay, now suppose I want to access character number 5 in this string hello world. Okay, so how we will do it? So see out character at index 5. Okay, and we pass our variable which is my string, and in square bracket we pass index number 5. Okay, and then in the last, now if we run this, so character at index 5 is our white space. Okay, and that's why we can't see any value here. So if we count index, then 0 1 2 3 4 and 5 is our this blank space. Okay, now if we change this, suppose we change it to 6, and here we change it to 6, then we should get W. So run it again, and we get W as the output. So this is how we can access any character in this particular string. Okay, now next step in the same program, let us comment here access character. Okay, now let us comment again here concatenation of strings. Okay, so we will take string concatenate, okay, equal my string plus some value here, some text string we want to give. So hello world, and I pass here how are you all. Okay, and semicolon in the last. Now let us get it print. So see out in double quotes some statement here like concatenation of strings. Okay, then is your variable name which is concatenate, and now if we run this, here is the output hello world how are you all. So now you can see between world and how there is no space, right? So what we can do is we can pass some space here in our line number 11 between double quotes. Okay, and now if we run again, now you can see here is a space. So hello world how are you all. So let us format it more. So pass the exclamatory sign here and a comma here in line number 11, and now if we run this, hello world how are you all, right? So this looks much better. So this is how we concatenate two strings, okay, with the help of plus sign. Now the next is how to get the length of a string. Okay, so what we do is we simply see out and some statement here like length of the string. Okay, and then we call our variable which is my string. Okay, then dot operator, and we use string method length for finding the length of string. Okay, like this. So if we run this, we get the length of the string, which is 12. So hello world has 12 characters. So if we count this, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so total we have 12 characters. So we include space and exclamatory also in the total length of the string. Okay, we have one more method for finding the size of the string, and let us see that also. So simply copy paste line number 30, and in place of length simply write size, and if we run it we get the output 12. So we can change here, instead of length write size. Okay, now again run it. So both give same values, 12 and 12. So you can use either of them. Mostly length method is used. Okay, now the next operation is comparison between two strings. So remove this much of code. We have one string, my string equal to hello world. Now take another string, my string underscore 2 equals I am fine. So we have two string hello world and another one is I'm fine. Now we will use if else conditional operation, okay, for checking whether string 1 is greater than string 2, or it is equal to string 2, or it is less than string 2. So if my string equals my string underscore 2, then see out strings are equal. Okay, else if my string less than my string underscore 2, then see out my string is less than my string underscore 2. Okay, add and L in the last, so that we get output in different lines. Okay, so do it here also. Else if copy paste it, my string greater than my string 2, then copy paste this much and paste it here. My string is, and instead of less write greater than string 2. Okay, so this is how we do comparison between two strings. Now run it. So here is the output. My string is less than my string 2. Okay, now if we want to, now the next is substring extraction. So remove this much of code. So we have a string hello world, and we take another string and name it substring equals, then your variable name is my string. Okay, from which we have to extract the substring, then dot operator, then sub str, and inside it we pass the position and length of the substring. Okay, so I'm passing 4 and a length of 3. Okay, semicolon, then see out and some statement here. My substring is, then your variable name, which is sub string, and now if we run this, we get the output O space and capital W. So pass 4. So if we count, then we count from 0 index. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So O is at 4th index. Okay, so we get O. Then we have length of 3. So O, then space, and then capital W. So total length is 3. This is how we extract any substring using substr method. And inside it we pass two parameters. First is the position from where we want to extract, then length of the substring. Okay, so if we change it, suppose I pass 2 and again we run it, now the output is LLO. Okay, alright. So the next is string comparison, and we have mainly 3 methods for string comparison, and we will see one by one each of them. So let us take a string, my string equals hello. Okay, and another string, my string comp is a shortcut for compare. My string comp equals world. Okay, now first we will see string comparison using relational operators. So, and we will use conditional statements for it. So if my string equals my string comp, okay, then see out strings are equal, and then in the last. Now next comparison is else if copy paste this much and paste it here. So if my string is less than my string comp, then see out my string is less than my string comp. Okay, now again copy this much of code. So else and paste it here, my string, and change the sign to greater than, and in see out change less than to greater than, and one more else, again paste the code here and change the sign to not equal to. So my string is not equal to my string comp. Okay, so here is our program, complete program for string comparison. So we have compared two strings, one for equal, then less than, then greater than, then not equal to. Now run the code. So the output is my string is less than my string comp. So now let us understand how string comparison is being done by the compiler. Okay, so it does it in lexicographical order. So what is lexicographical order? Now let us see that. So suppose we have a string, one start with H and another start with W, right? So lexicographical order means comparing characters one by one until we found some difference in the string. Okay, so it is just like a dictionary. In dictionary our words are stored in alphabetical order, right? So hello and world, if we see their first character, then the first one is H and here the first one is W, and H is less than W, right? Its ASCII code is also less than W. Therefore, the answer was my string is less than my string comp. Now, one more thing in lexicographical comparison is when it finds out that there is difference between the characters, it doesn't continue the comparison. Okay, so after H and W, it will not continue the comparison between them. Okay, so these will be discarded by the compiler. Only H and W will get compared. So this is lexicographical comparison. Now one more important thing here is this output is also right. My string is not equal to my string comp. Okay, but we get my string is less than my string as the output. So why does this happen? This happens because if else condition is mutually exclusive. Okay, it means that if it gets the output in the early ladder of if else, then it will not evaluate rest of the if else. Okay, so that's why it gets my string is less than my string com as the output here. And if we remove this, now suppose we remove this code from here and run it again. Now the output is my string is not equal to my string com, right? And why they are not equal? Because characters are different, therefore it is not equal. Though the length are same, hello has 5 elements and world has 5 elements, but characters are different, therefore the output is my string is not equal to my string com. So always remember this. If you are using if else conditional statement, then arrange the statements according to your requirement. Okay, now the next is comparing two strings using compare function. So let us see that also. Remove this much of code. So we have two strings. First is my string, another is my string comp. First let us see what is compare function. Okay, so comment here using compare function. So this is how we write our compare function. Int compare in bracket const std :: and percent str const and when equals. Okay, so now let us understand what this function is and then we will use it in our program. So first understand this much, int compare, and forget inside it. Okay, so what it says is when we use this function and compare two strings lexicographically, then it will return integer type value to us. Okay, and this value will be -1, 0 and 1. -1 in the condition if current string is less than str. Okay, then we will get -1 as the return value for this function. If we get 0, it means strings are equal, and if we get current string greater than str, then it means return value will be 1. Okay, so its return type int. Now let us understand about the parameter which we have passed inside the compare function. So here we are passing const string ampersand str. So this is the parameter and it is a reference to the string object. Okay, and why we are using reference? See, when we write string ampersand, it means reference. It can be string, it can be integer, it can be double, but when we add ampersand in the end, it means reference to something, and here it is reference of constant object. Okay, and why we use reference? So that we don't have to copy whole string in str. Okay, because if we copy, then the performance of program will go down. Therefore we use reference instead of copying the whole string in str. Okay, and const in the last, it means that this function compare is not going to change anything in the string. It will remain constant. Therefore const is added in the last. So this is the signature of compare function. So comment it down now. So now let us write a program. So take a variable my string dot compare and we pass my string comp here. Okay, now we use if else statement. If result is less than 0, it means value is negative. So see out my string is less than my string comp. Okay, and else if result greater than 0, it means positive value. Then see out my string is greater than my string comp. Okay, else see out strings are equal. So this is our program using compare function. Now we run it. The output is my string is less than my string comp. Okay, and this was the output before also. Alright, this was all about string operations. Now let us see string manipulation. So remove this much of code, and instead of hello world, let us take some numerical value, suppose 43.7. Okay, now we will convert this string to double. Okay, so we take a variable whose data type is double, name this variable as value, and this equals, and we call our string to double method. Okay, and we will pass this string variable in that, so std, and inside it pass my string like this, and now let it print. So see out the double value is give some statement. Okay, so this is a simple program for converting. Change this comment here, convert string to double. So run it, and here is the output. The value is 43.7. Okay, so initially it was a string value 43.7, but now it is a numerical value 43.7. So we can use this in any of the calculation also. Okay, and suppose if you want that this double value again changes to string value, then use this convert back to string. Okay, string formatted equal to underscore string, and pass the variable which is value here. Okay, and now let it print. So see out some statement, the formatted value is, then your string variable, and handle in the last. Now run it. So we have our string now 43.7 with 5 zeros in the end. So by default, if we convert any numeric value to string, then after decimal it shows up to 6 decimal places. So it has append 5 zeros after 7. Okay, now the next is converting a string to uppercase or to lowercase, and this is open for all. So what you have to do is write a code in the comment section, and I will see who has done it correctly, and I will display their name in the next tutorial. Alright, now the last topic in string is input output operation. So let us see that also. So remove all this and clear this console also. Now take a variable string name equal John Doe. Now we have been doing this from the beginning. See out. So this is one of your output operation. So here the statement is the name is. Alright, so this is how you get the output. The name is John Doe. Okay. Now for input we have two methods. One is cin and the other one is getLine. So we will see important difference between both of them. So now what we are going to do is remove this initialization for name. Okay, simple variable name, then input function which is getLine, and inside it we pass two parameters. First is cin and then your variable name and then your semicolon. Now understand important thing here. Cin means you are taking input from your keyboard. Okay, so if getLine has parameter cin, then it will take input from your keyboard. If instead of cin it is if string, it means it will take input from your file string. Okay, and if there is any other string, you pass I string. Okay, so this will take input from any string. So this is important and it can be asked in your interview. So currently we are taking it from keyboard, so cin, and then it will take the input from cin. Then second most important thing is getLine comment here, it accept white spaces also. Okay, so like here between John Doe there is a white space here, so it will take John Doe as a complete string. Okay, so these are the two important things for getLine function. And now here we give some statement. User should know what he or she has to enter. Please enter your name and now run it. So please enter your name. So John Doe, enter. Here is the output. John Doe. Okay, so it is taking after white space other characters also. Now the another way of entering input is using cin. So let us see that also. So copy paste line number 7 and paste it at line 10. So this will ask user for the name. Okay, then cin, and with cin we use right shift operator, then variable name which is name, then semicolon, then again use cout and statement, the name is okay, and pass the variable name, handle and semicolon. Now run this and you will see the difference between that line and cin. So we enter the name John Doe. As we enter, we get the name John Doe with that line. Okay. Now again we have please enter your name. So again we enter John Doe. Now the output is the name is John, right? So this is the difference between getLine and cin. GetLine accepts white space also, and it will cover whole string, whereas cin accepts only string before the white space. Okay, so if cin found white space, then it doesn't accept the string after white space. So this is the main difference. So this is the complete tutorial for strings in C++. If you have any doubt, then please do comment in the comment section and try out that lowercase to uppercase operation in string. तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट ट्यूटोरियल में. टिल देन गुड बाय एंड थैंक यू.